So now we have come to the second half of 134 stanza, and it says, if you claim that what does not exist in any sense, because it has no being, cannot manifest. So what it means to say is that according to the Sankhya philosophy, they seem to say that the result is already in the causes, and if the result is not in the causes, then result or the fruit cannot come out, can never come out, because it's like the sand. However you squeeze, it can never give oil, because the oil is not in the sand. The sesame seed or olive, if you squeeze, the oil comes because it's already there. So in the same way, for everything, in the cause, like Prakriti, with three, constituents or three qualities, all the causes are naturally there. But then, if that result is not there, then it can never produce the result. It cannot manifest. What does not exist in any sense, it cannot manifest because it is not there. So that's there, if that's the case. Although, under 35, although you have denied the birth of things that did not previously exist, it's this that you are now saying. I'm not sure whether this translation truly expresses what is seeming to say. What is seeming to say is that, now this is from the Buddhist point. Buddhists say that if that is the case, if that's the case, then you are saying that the result is already there. It's not born. The result is not created or not born, but it is already there during the time of when it is the cause also. And so therefore the cause, the result is in the cause. Is it that or not? Then they said that, yes, in a way, you have to say it's yes. And if it is yes, then why it is not, the result is not seen now? Why you don't see the result now? Because it's already there. Then they said that, you cannot see the result now because it's not come out, it's not manifest. It doesn't, it's not clear. It is not like, if you go into a dark room, then there is the pot in the dark room. But because there is no light, so therefore you don't see the pot. But as soon as you put on the light, then you see the pot. It doesn't mean that pot was not there. Pot has always been there. But there is when there is light, then you see the pot. When there is no light, you don't see the pot. So therefore, that's how it is. Although you have denied the birth of things that did not previously exist, it's this that you are now saying. Birth of things. You have denied the birth of things that did not previously exist. It's this that you are now saying. But if results exist within their cause, those who eat their food consume their excrement. This is kind of a little bit using a negative word. That if the result is already in then the food after eating becomes shit, what do you call it, excrement. So is it that the excrement, then excrement has to be there in the food. And so is it that we are eating excrement when we are actually eating food? It's a little bit like that. If you said that the cause, the result is there in the cause. But what really they are saying is that, there should be the result has to be in the cause, otherwise, it cannot manifest. It cannot, that these causes cannot create the result if it's not there already. But why we don't see is because it's not clear now, and later it becomes clear. So, from Buddhist point of view, something that was not clear before has become clear. Something that was not manifest before then become manifested. So this is changing. You can't say that these causes are permanent, these causes are one, these causes, exist on its own if it is changing from something not manifest into something manifest, So how can you say that this is not, the causes are, permanent, they are one? So these are and likewise, if that is the case, if this, the cause has the results in it already, then, and likewise with the money they would spend on clothing, let them rather buy the cotton grains to wear, But you say, the world is ignorant and blind, and for this is taught by those who know the truth. It is, but most of us, defiled sentient beings, and therefore we cannot see the results in the cause, although it is there, and this was seen by the great masters of the Sankhya philosophy, and then, they know the truth, it is there, and if it's not there, it cannot happen. The cause cannot, or seed cannot give birth to the fruit, because, then, it's not there. And that's why, sand cannot give oil, because it doesn't have the fruit there. This knowledge must be present in the worldly too, and if they have it, why do they not see? If now you say that what the worldly see has no validity, this means that what they clearly see is false. So if it is like that the cause, there is result in the cause, then that knowledge or that understanding has to be there in the worldly people too, because the worldly people too have the same kind of mind as that of the philosophers, Sankhya philosophers. And they see the result. If they can see the result, the fruit, why can't they see that in the cause? If you say, means the Sankhya people say, that what the worldly see has no validity. No, what the worldly see has no validity, this means that what they clearly see is false. If you say that worldly people don't see right, they always see false things. If that is what you say, then the worldly people see the result. You mean that is also false? That you see that you sow a seed of apple, and they don't see the apple in the seed, but they see the fruit of the apple. And do you mean that seeing the fruit of the apple is also false, which they clearly see, because they don't have the capacity to see clearly or right thing. So if they, worldly people, have the capacity to see clearly the fruit, and that is not false, why they can't have the capacity to see the result, or the cause, or the result in the cause? Because why they have to be ignorant, or they have to be, blind only to the one thing and not to the other. So therefore, because the people or nobody can see the fruit or the result in the cause. Therefore, it is wrong to say that the result is already there, because the result is not already there. Because you have to have the seed, you have to have all kind of, causes and conditions, you have to have, you have to have the right kind of a soil, you have to have manure, you have to have, all the right elements and conditions, and only then, the seed, kind of transforms. Seed transforms not into the apple, but into a seedling. The seedling grows into a tree. The tree then, sprouts flowers, and then the flowers slowly, form into the, bud, and then it slowly develops into fruit. The fruit itself, it cannot be in the seed itself, because so many other processes is necessary, so many other causes and conditions are necessary to have the fruit. You can never see the fruit in the seed. Actually, seed has to dismantle, it has to dissolve in order to have the fruit. So the fruit is already there in the seed. It's something that you cannot accept. This is 137. So, this is important because usually when we think about the things are truly existing, something truly existing creates something truly existing, then all these problems come. Does it exist that what is created, or what becomes the fruit is already there in the seed or in the cause, or is not there in the cause? If it is not there in the cause, then where does it come from? How can something that's not there can happen? And then can disappear like that, if it is something that is truly there. That's why in all these questions about whether it is the chicken first or the egg first, all these kind of questions keep on coming, and nobody can really answer the question. Nobody can answer the question because, if it is something there, truly there, then you have to say this is first and then this is next. and how it is there. Is it there? That's why, the Buddha's way of understanding is that things really don't exist. The causes are not truly there. The result is not truly there. The process of, and it's not also true that everything has its own causes, and without the right causes and conditions, things cannot be there. But they are, they are not truly there, even as causes or even as the results. They are emptiness in nature, they are interdependent, dependently arising, dependently. And so when you understand this, then all these questions dissolve, then there is no problem. So that's but it is not so easy to understand. So let me read out the Tibetan part from 34 to 37, I think. Kalte mepangayon shemen meishrikin dunas. This is the second half of 34. Sawa mepar shevan chemen de chu nepanyet. Kalte jolan redena senza mutsun savanch. Reach rinche revalchi sabanyepa gorchi is. Nite mumbe mantona teni hichi yoch teni. Hitin jiten layona yuepa jetin tomai. Jiten tsema nyemana savam tongwa on de mains. I think it's up to there. So, thank you very much.